Here we go. Here we go. It is Markets in the Morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Monday, May 13th, 2024. This is Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, including the Bitcoin price charts, along with the altcoin market. Take a peek over there at the stock market, which is set to open up in 1 minute from right now, along with precious metals like gold, silver, the US dollar currency index, or the DXY, and any type of financial news or crypto news going on out there in the world today. And sometimes news can come in weird and wonky ways. With, if you didn't catch it over the weekend, the return of Roaring Kitty, or the GameStop guy, and we're going to see GameStop open up like 30 or 40% this morning as he has come back to tweet. Have we seen the return of the retail investor is this what we're going to see? It's like a script, man. Can't write it any better. Retail typically piles into peaks and tops, and we're pretty deep along here in Bitcoin, so we'll see how all that goes. But exciting to see a little bit of excitement stirred up over there in the retail investor right now. There we go. There goes GameStop. What are we up this morning to get the day started just for fun? 45%. GameStop opens up 45% on the return of Roaring Kitty. So there you go, guys. Bitcoin sits at 62,803 as we kick off the day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average opens up 122 points. The NASDAQ up 62. The S&P up 13. And the Russell up 20 points. So the Russell's up about 1%. You got the S&P up about 1/4%. The NASDAQ 1/3%. And the Dow 1/4%. As we kick off and start a new week, and right now I think might be 1 day shy of it. Where is this? March 3rd. So this is March 13th and 14th. 2 whole months in here. 2 whole months. Believe it? 2 months ago, retail absolutely euphoric. And then now we have just kind of strung this thing out here for quite some time, still waiting for something to show up in there. Kind of give you a peek just if you want to kind of look back, maybe, right? Kind of looking at that one. This one lasted about 2 months in here. Kind of show you how that thing kind of waddled on in there. Hopefully we get some relief soon, but it is still just a big fat waiting game over here. As I put out a video last week, we kind of dug through several different altcoins throughout the market to show several of them holding moving averages, several of them being weak, several of them being way higher, but still a lot of similarities to things that we have seen before. So still just a waiting game, and this is part of the game, and this is really what most of the game is in crypto. For those who piled in during the peak euphoria, just kind of give you a little bit of a glimpse of how long fun moments typically last in here. Everybody gets super euphoric and excited, but we actually spend most of our time doing these types of things. And then the fun lasts a very short time, and then we go back to kind of grinding things out. And that's really just even how it's been to work our way all the way up to where we are currently right now. This is how most of your time is spent in crypto. So don't be fooled otherwise to think that your dopamine will last forever. This is how things typically end up going. So waiting right now to see how the results are going to be from here. If we can find our way out at some point, it is just still the grind on. So hopefully we get something pretty soon. Otherwise, we just kind of keep talking about it in that manner, which is what we talked about the last 2 weeks, that it's really going to kind of be one of those things where retail is going to get beat up and just kind of waiting for things to kind of play themselves out. But okay, there you go. XRP, still the same story, sitting at 50.5 cents over there, along with the altcoin market. There you go. There's Ethereum right in there. So Ethereum's been bouncing around in these retracement levels happening in here, waiting to see if this market will expand. Of course, that's still the $1 million question for the whole market. If we can get into expansion, it'll be a super exciting market. As of right now, though, we've just hit the retracement levels and have struggled at that point. So now we all wait to see, can we get actual expansion to come out of here? As for the stock market, there you go. Dow Jones now up 86, so pulling back from a little bit of the upward movement that happened here to start off the day. As for any type of stock market news coming out this week, we will finally be getting CPI released on Wednesday. Expectations is that it's a 0.4% month over month. This was really kind of, for the next 4 months, this was really kind of your best chance to be able to pull the CPI year over year figure down from like 3.5 and try to get it closer back to 3, because you're knocking out a 0.4% from May of last year. But the expectation is we're going to get a 0.4%. So next 4 months of inflation data, you're not seeing CPI come down. It's up. It's up. It's up. If you're a rate cut moon boy, you're hoping for unemployment to tick up. You're hoping for economic deterioration. So you're at 3.9% unemployment. And Danielle DiMartino Booth says that Jerome Powell did send the broadcast. If we get to 4%, that's where she anticipates that rate cuts would actually start, because inflation data is not going to give it to you. So looking for it there, probably unlikely. As for gold's nothing big to kick off the day here. Ever CNBC had said that gold was up. Either way, no, it was not. There you go. Gold 23.47. Silver up slightly. It's up 13 cents, but gold's down $13. DXY 105.06 to kick off the day. Still stepping back from that historical danger zone. What do you know? You see the Dow back up near the highs as we step away from the historical danger zone. That's where all troubles brew. Again, these are good things. You like to see this up. What does that typically translate into? Bitcoin up, right? The whole pullback in Bitcoin has come along with the United States stock market. We're seeing some early relief happening over there in stocks. Of course, the major issue there still remains on expansion happening in there. Major indexes are up, but the problem is this guy is nowhere to be found, right? You have no RTY, the Russell 2000, nowhere near with what's going on in the market. So we still wait on that. But oh my, there you go. GameStop still continuing after the opening in there. Let's do this. I don't think I have it in my ticker list. Let's just add it to see what happens. Is it in this list? Do I keep it in here? No, I don't keep it in here. What are you up today, GME? 54%. We'll track the retail investor in here now. 54% for GameStop as the return of the retail. Corey says, since so many alts broke their bullish structures, could a potential alt season be further away than we anticipated? Everything depends on this. It's almost like the actual structure of an individual altcoin doesn't really matter. It's this. It's the whole market expanding. Your alt is not special. I say that about everybody. I say that about people too. Your altcoin isn't special. It's dependent on the whole market. And like this entire newsletter was even just put together here, and it shows you how the whole market all moves together. That's what you're really, really dependent on at this point. So Bitcoin, you need Bitcoin likely to go up, and you need to see expansion happening throughout the cryptocurrency market. And the thing is, you got a lot of stuff like, right, let's take a look at this guy here. Right. So you've swung back, right? So this is your first time to escape from the moving averages in here. You have Wyckoff accumulation. What are you doing? You're back testing on the top of this right here on the top of this range in here. You have these same things that are happening for like H bar, right? That's what you had happen back in here. You get the escape, you hit the 200, boom, you slam back in here, right? But if you're looking for actual bull runs to take place for your altcoins, because you don't have that on any of them. It doesn't matter what your narrative is. If you think Solana is the next hot thing and it's absolutely incredible and nothing can beat Solana, you didn't get a bull run in Solana at this point, right? You got a retracement happening into Solana. Solana did not expand. The same story is true for Ethereum, right? Ethereum did not go into a bull run. Ethereum went into a retracement at this point, right? So if this market expands, and if we see the whole market able to continue and get out of here, whatever your individual altcoin looks like, and good luck drawing it from one altcoin. This is the whole picture comes from looking at the market cap, which right, we'll just go back to this one. These in here, right? And so right now, if you end up going down in here, right, like if this thing does not recover and attempt to go for the expansion, right, and it pulls over here, and then it pulls in, and then now it's clocked in a 5-wave structure, you know, then the thing you're looking for is just even to be able to get back in here and then cut again, right? So cut 1, attempt, stop, cut 2. So, but like, for example, like I was looking at one. What was I looking at? Was it this guy? Right, here's an example of it, right? Like here's you pulling out of 2021 or 2020, right? And then it pulls back down into the moving averages as they're coming in for the cross in here. And then things went and took off. And that's really what we're seeing throughout most of the market, right? You got some stuff that's just really weak. But like we showed in the video on Friday, most of the stuff, this is kind of what you're seeing happening in here. That's really what we're talking about in here for things like Cardano and stuff, right? That you're pulling back into here right in now, right? This is the first time for you to escape all of these bigger moving averages in here and then to come back and slam back down into these things. So, you know, the thing is what happened, right? Before you end up going into that moment, the market hasn't expanded yet, right? So then the market goes off into expansion. But what you end up having is you have a lot of coins that only are going to go back into retracements. In 2021, it was 80%. 80% only go back into retracements, right? But as you can see in here, you have that same type of stuff happening in here, right? Push, and then it comes back, sets a new low below here, but it's slamming back into the weekly moving averages as the moving averages go in for the cross. And then the market did go on into expansion. And this is not individual to this one coin. This is the whole market. Everything does it all at the exact same time. But, you know, did you lose your bullish structure there? Maybe, right? But this is kind of where we're at. Are you going to go into expansion or not? Or is the whole market going to collapse on itself? Make your bet, right? And like, yeah, I saw yesterday somebody posted on Twitter, like, as a reply to like a video I put out last week, and they said, call it now, bear. It's like, dude, your call should have been 2 months ago when everybody was ridiculously euphoric and bull, and retail was absolutely wildly bullish. That was the time to do it. At this point right now, you're kind of missing your chance to do that. Either you've taken your shots or not. But, you know, this is, you know, just escapes happening in here and all this stuff happening in here. I just wouldn't look for individual coins to give you the clue to the whole market. It's going to come from, I think it's going to come from the market caps is where the answers are going to be coming from. So, okay, wait, we need to go back and finish what we're doing. All right. So there you go. That's your stuff in here. Now, if you look at on-chain data, so we're putting together a lot of on-chain stuff right now. Again, it's reiterating, right? Like, if you're chasing Bitcoin, I would love to see somebody's Bitcoin price prediction. That's what I would love to see. Because I don't see them anywhere. I don't see any Bitcoin price predictions anywhere. I know there's a lot of people who sell Discord trade groups who have been, I wonder how that's going for those people who pay for that. But, you know, you've gotten all the way up in here. We'll see. We'll see what's your targets? What is it? What is the target for upside? I'm just curious. I'm curious. 100. Fabian says 100K minimum, but like, why do you even care? That's my point. Like, why would you care about 100K? Fantasy Football Wizard says 77K is my target. Okay, why do you care about 77K? 85K. 73. I just don't understand why people would even play the game for those numbers. If you think the peak of the market is right here, why are you playing with that? I'm just curious. Luke says, I don't want to talk about useless alts, but I remember you said one alt needs to go and we know where we are. So I found one. Why did TRB go to the expense? Let me see. I don't know which one that is. I'm going to pull it up on another thing. I don't know what to draw from this, man. I think this is the one where, like, at the time, didn't they determine that over 90%, like 96% of this belonged to like 3 wallets? I think that was the one that was like the early one, and there was huge controversy around that one. I'm not sure, man, on that one. I remember the controversy around that one particular coin. But all right, there we go. Bitcoin 62.6. Altcoin market still trending through there, trying and not trending. We're still trying to get an escape from the current range that we're in. It's going to be like this for a little while, guys, until something actually happens in here. You're essentially having to sit here and wait. Dang, I hate it when you do that. All right, you got to leave. You got to come back. So these are just the markets. This is the market that hand that we're being dealt right now is waiting for something to actually end up playing in here. And that's just the reality of it. So I'm not going to spin it for you and put a hype, make any hype about it. I'm not going to spin it and make any fear about it. It's just washing machining in here. And you can see it over there on Twitter. Everybody playing every side of it, hedging each way, not knowing what to do here anymore after we've had this big pull down happen in here. It's essentially just a waiting game, and that's just kind of the hand that we're dealt right now. If you're getting impatient and you're getting mad because you're getting impatient in here, this is part of the game, man. So we're just going to have to wait it out and continue to wait. As for the market, we're still just kind of sitting here, just chilling, and then looking over there at the United States stock market. GameStop is up 68%. Dude, come on, man. Bring the retail investor back. I mean, that's what you need, right? If you don't understand that, that's what, you'd say, where's retail? Why is Unchained dead? Why is everything dead? And why is nothing happening in here? It's because this market has not gone into expansion. It happens when retail comes in and acts crazy up here in the highs. Retail doesn't come in down at the lows or anything like that. Retail comes in when things are getting wild and exciting in here. So is this our first warning sign of retail? Game on. I hope so. Okay, let's move on into the news. GameStop shares jumped 20%. This was obviously an article that was put out before the market had ended up opening. GameStop shares are now up 77% as the market is now open. GameStop shares jumped 77% as trader Roaring Kitty, who drove the meme craze, posts again. Stock futures rise slightly after Dow's best week of the year. Investors look towards inflation data, which again, like we said, comes on Wednesday. Shane's U.S. Charm offensive and IPO could hinge on NRF membership. So far, it's been rejected. There's no credible plan, U.S. Blinken issues harshest criticism yet of Israel Gaza's operations. Okay. Monday's analyst calls and videos to rally 30%, and the big airlines are set to outperform. Britain faces its most dangerous years in history. Who cares? Roaring Kitty! Let's go. All right, moving on over here to crypto news. First mover America as Bitcoin fails to hold 63K, may remain range bound. The latest price moves in crypto market in context for May 13th, 2024. Zest raises $3.5 million, led by Tim Draper. Protocol Village, Solana memes, GameStop stock jumps 44, which we now know is 77%. Oh, dude, could you imagine? Imagine that craze returning again. All right, was Sam Bankman-Fried's proven right about FTX's solvency? No, he wasn't proven right. The market rallied back, and then they sold everything at higher prices to now be able to pay. They likely only had 10% of people's money. Now that the market rallied all the way up, now they can sell it all and pay people back. Shouldn't all these crypto lawyers, at least that's my speculation, shouldn't all these crypto lawyers start learning about crypto, how the U.S. should regulate stablecoins? Now, if they paid everybody back at what the prices rallied to, like if you got all of your crypto coins back rather than cash 118% of what the market was at the very bottom, right? Like that would be different. Like if you got all your crypto coins back, that would be different. But you're not going to get your crypto coins back. Okay. It's clear the U.S. government is going after Tether, says Ripple CEO. And then today, or maybe it was last night, the Tether CEO shots fired back at Brad Garlinghouse from the CEO of Tether. Never-ending world here in the XRP community with just fighting with every single thing everywhere. CPI meets 60K Bitcoin price battle. 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. Sick. AIs on each other to prevent AI apocalypse. Open source CBDCs aren't going to protect you from your government. Bitcoin sats are the most valuable digital canvas ever. Oh my gosh. Like just the delusion. Bitcoin sats are the most valuable digital canvas ever, says the Ordinals artist. It's like there's just more to life, man. There's more to life than that. Okay, Bitcoin repeats the 2016 history perfectly amid 350K price prediction, says traders. It repeats 2016 history perfectly. Nah, I'm going to disagree. We've literally studied this in depth. Where are you? Oh. There you are. Right. Perfectly. The problem is you've left a wide open gap down at 30K. And so you've got you've definitely not perfectly. And the reason why we can say not perfectly is because it was almost perfectly up until here. And then we started leaving gaps. And right, so we've actually talked about gaps before in here, looking at past halving cycles, past recoveries, all that good stuff. Oops. There we go. Is that historically we do actually come back in and always back test, right? However, we have left this wide open gap in here right now, which separates it from all past recoveries. So definitely not a perfect match, but it was an interesting one up until here's when it was interesting till. No joke, dude. It was interesting all the way until right here. And then what happened right here? CZ Binance followed me and commented on my chart when I posted this on Twitter, and then it stopped following it. That's what's interesting. So there you go. Anyway, there you go. The never-ending range. We're at 2 months. The good news is, like, when you get this deep into it, I just really doubt it. Really doubt it that we would be here longer than a week or two. Okay, you're 2 months in. You're at least 8 weeks in. Yeah, I guess that would technically put you at the 9th week, right? 60 days, 8.5 weeks. You're working on your 9th week. I doubt we'd be down here for another 2 weeks. I guess, but timing is very difficult to predict, but I just really doubt it'd be at least 2 more. So, okay. I think we've covered it all. What is there to say? What is there to talk about in the market? Like when you go into a range for 2 months, this is at the point where everybody's kind of beat up about it. Having done this for 5 years now, I kind of know how it goes. Everybody's kind of beat up on it. Everybody's getting tired of it. It's just what it is. I can kind of show you different stuff, show you different examples of these things and what it's like when you're kind of getting deeper into them, and hope that it kind of pans out, right? Right? Meme mania, right? We had the meme mania, right? Then you just kind of drift, and then you're kind of just working on finishing the thing off, right? And that's just kind of how we're at. This one did last 2 months, right? So we're at 2 months right now. Hopefully things pan out, but we're just in a waiting game right now. So waiting for the end to come. As for XRP, 50.5 cents. Ethereum, 29.67. I think the more interesting thing is kind of keeping an eye on the altcoin market right now for these things like we talked about in last week's video and like we talked about here at the beginning of this video, how this was an interesting time for the altcoin market moving into 2021. And that we did do something like this right before we went into expansion. So these are things to kind of keep an eye on at this point. For me in particular, paying way more attention to the ones that have been able to hold on top of those moving averages than the ones that are showing weakness down in here. We know going into this, the likelihood of if we're just going to extrapolate from 2021, and we don't even know if the data is going to be the same as 2021, but in 2021, you had a 20% chance of your altcoin going into an all-time high, which means 80% did not. Things that are probably holding way down here still. My best guess is that probably is going to fall into the 80% bracket. Don't know. But, the things that are intriguing to me for like bag adding right now for me is focusing on things that are actually holding on top of these things right now. If they break through them, of course, that story completely changes. But you've got a lot of stuff that is just holding and sitting right on top of them now. So, waiting for it. Alpha Mantis says, explain this. There are only 10 buyers of a crypto. If 10 of them buy $1,000 USD worth of a token, buy 1,000 USD of a token, and then there are no other buyers, and at some stage, one of them cashes out at 10x profits. No. That's not how, wait, what? Explain this. There are only 10 buyers of a crypto. If 10 of them, I don't know if this is a trick question or if this is a misinformed question or what this is. If 10 of them, if there's only 10 buyers and if each buyer buys $1,000 worth of a token and then there's no other buyers, and at some stage, one of them cashes out at 10x profits. Why would you cash out at 10x profits, right? So, the only way you're going to even be able to buy something is if you're going to buy $1,000, there has to already be stuff stacked into the order book, right? So if you're going to go buy $1,000, there's already sellers here, right? It's the only way you're going to get the coins in here. Plus, somebody could have $4,000 worth right here. Somebody could have $4,000 right here, and $2,000 here, and then $10,000 here. Just because you buy $1,000 doesn't even mean you're going to be able to move through here. Right? There has to be sellers, right? And then if there's no buyers and if you have an empty bid book, right? Then how is that person even going to be able to sell? And who's even trading in a coin that has 10 buyers? So, all right. On we wait. Hopefully we get some type of resolution by the end of this week. But as for GameStop, guys, 90% for GameStop. Bring the retail back, baby. One thing that I always found fascinating about GameStop as well is that, when GameStop went on into its, crazy, everything that ended up happening in there, when the GameStop bubble initially popped right in there and it went from, its price down, it actually ended up doing a 702 Fibonacci retracement. And then the next 3 years were that after hitting the 702. Another one of those examples where the arbitrary Fibonacci level just shows up in here, even on something so crazy as GameStop. So, okay. I think it's really what we got. Do we have any news? I don't think we had any news, right? Franklin Templeton, CEO, says all ETFs and mutual funds will be on the blockchain. I doubt it. We'll see. Sam, maybe one day. I don't know. Franklin Templeton also wrote about Base recently and showed all that same stuff that we talked about weeks ago. Bitcoin repeats 2060 history perfectly, and we just showed that's not quite true. Sam Altman thinks giving everyone a slice of GPT could pay for UBI. Is the altcoin market set for an explosive rally? Analysts eye these three indicators, right? I'll set you up for really the way I'm looking at it, for me to get excited on the channel. Okay. So you kind of know where I'm coming from, so you're ready for it if it ends up coming. Right, eliminating even looking at it from this manner, or just looking at it structurally like this, right? The thing we know is that this was the big retracement level, right? This is the big rejection level. This is the place where Bitcoin struggles. This is where the altcoin market in general struggles. This is the big level. In my opinion, I think this is our expansion level right in here. So anything moving up, we start to get more optimistic, but the big challenge will remain right in here, because it doesn't mean we've escaped yet, right? It still means it's like a retracement of the retracement happening in here. So if we get back in here, we're going to be looking proper, right? But then it will still be about needing to hold those support levels, to not worry that this is another rejection coming out of here, that we've just retraced the whole fall. And then now we have to worry about support building, right? Because what happens if this moves down to here? Then it's scary again, right? Then it becomes scary all over again. So we need to get here, and then we have to work through. So while I will become optimistic in here, there's still going to be that, okay, now we're back at this thing again. Now we have to get through here again. So we have to find some supports to be able to come in and then prove that we go in here. Because nothing is truly exciting about this market until that clears. Because I do believe that is the moment where you see things happen with expansions in the market. And right, when you look at things like right, when you look at things like this, was this really all to run and tell mom about? No, this is the expansion happening in the market. This is the whole bull run, right? That's the reality. This is the whole bull run. Prices go higher than here, but this is the entire cryptocurrency bull run. And that's the expansionary moment. And that has to happen upon the break of the retracement levels. And so my thoughts are, if we can get the altcoin market to get above the April 1st highs, or the March 1st highs, whatever the date is, where we hit the retracement level, March 14th, 2 months ago, when we sat there and screamed about it all March long. If we can escape from there, that's where we have the chance to go into expansion. And then people ask all the time, well, how do you think that anything could happen when there's just not much time left? And it's going to be the same story that always happens. People think that we're still early. People think that it's just the beginning. And that's the whole bull run. That is the whole bull run. And that's the hard concept to happen because our brains don't look at it like that. Our brains look at this and say, no, the bull run kept going until right here. Okay, technically, yes. But like everything, like percentage wise, was made there. That was the big move, right? Then everything beyond there, baby stuff, right? Child's play after that. But that's where retail is really excited and hopped up and everything like that. But either way, we have to get through expansion. We have to get expansion if we want to see something like that. And that's what I'm cheering for, man. But, even when we get back, oh gosh, it's going to happen again. This is going to be our next fight if we get back up in there. So just to be ready for it, be prepared for it. You're going to have some hot pocket basement mom dwellers who are going to have something to say at that time. But just kind of be prepared. That's our next phase if we're able to scoot our way to the top side of this thing. We're going to be back in retracements. Then you're going to have to place your bets again. Will we reject at retracements? Will we expand from retracements? That's the bet. What will will be the case? The case will be over there on Twitter. Everybody will be screaming bull, as they always do. But that's just kind of where we're at. So these are just structurally things that of how they play. Is that if we can get back up in here, that's great. But then the next phase is to say, hey, let's make sure this isn't Doomtown scenario from here. So you will see me be happy that we get there. I started this by saying, hey, where are you going to see me get actually excited? Where I will not be like, okay, this is good, but it's getting through that. If we get through that, that should be expansion of the market. That should be YOLO Euphoria, the crazy time, the thing that you wait years for in this market, and where it only lasts for like a month or two, should happen upon the break of that if we're able to get it, because that's our expansionary level. And so that's where you would see like the tweets come out and be like, oh my gosh, we're doing it just like we did back in 2021. I posted the tweets when the altcoin market was starting to poke through it then as well. And that was the escape. So there's optimism here, but still that, hey, we need to hold here and then try to go. But all the euphoria, I think all the excitement of this market comes if we can get through there. So that's where I get truly excited. That's where you would actually see me become unwaveringly confident and, I don't know, degenerate. I guess that's the best way we could put it. But okay. All right. So that's it. Maybe we still wait. We all still wait and hope for a conclusion to come out of this thing sometime soon. And but just kind of to give you a little bit of an example in here of how long these things did last in here. That was 62 days to get to right there. Right now, currently, you sit at day 60. So just to make you, if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, oh, this thing's going longer than most stuff does. It's not. And just this is kind of how it goes. So hopefully by the end of the week, we have some resolution to show up in here. Otherwise, we still just kind of patiently sit back and wait. So, okay, there you go. That's what you got going on in the market. You got some green showing up in here today. You got the roaring kitty guy back, 99.71%. Can you hit 100? Oh, it did already hit 100% today. Wow, man. First of all, I don't own any GameStop, so I don't care. But, of course, to see that culture return back to crypto or to return back to markets, to see it would just, we've talked about it a lot, like that, the retail investor pours back into the market at peaks and tops and stuff like that. And if it did play out like that, like if we got into expansion and then the retail, it just so happens that we have the retail culture all return back at the same time, it would just be Couldn't write the script any better than that. So either way, up 99.71%. Why isn't GameStop halted? Has it halted? It has to. Did they halt it? Like, don't they usually halt stocks if they have that big of a move in a day? It looks halted to me. It's got to be. Oh, it's been halted 3 times already. Oh, they've already halted. Okay. 5 times. Okay. 3 times. Yeah. Okay. 5 times. Oh my gosh. Come on, retail. Let's go. All right. There you go. That's what you got going on today. We're deep into this thing at this point. It's typically about how long they do last. Seeing some green in the market. We're seeing retail excitement start to return back. Hopefully things can pan out in here, but we're still waiting. DXY 105, we're away from that 106. No big news going on in there. The big news is just bring back the retail investor. That would be the most amazing thing there is. So, okay. GameStop is now down 10%. Well, if you go up 99%, you can very, very quickly lose 50%. Right? Right, that's what, right? So, like, if you just pull back, you can lose 50% of your money very quickly. Very quickly. There's a support back test. Lose 50%. But they don't care. Diamond hands. All right, bring them back. Otherwise, we're bored over here. Bring them back. All right. There we go. That's going to be it for today, guys. You know, you got, hey, and you got some meme coins are doing okay today. You got SHIB and Doge up a little bit as the return of the meme or the return of the retail narrative kind of comes back this morning. So we'll see how things go. We'll wait on it. Otherwise, I showed you some different stuff that we talked about in the video from last week when it comes to moving average back tests. All things look okay. We're just in that hold period, waiting for price reactions to end up happening. So maybe tomorrow. It's been 87 years. All right, that's it, guys. We'll wrap it up for this one. Check out the newsletters written over here on blockchainbacker.substack.com with all the audio recordings. I won't give you the full pitch today. Check out bcbacker.com. These links are all in the descriptions of the videos if you'd like more content from me. Otherwise, I appreciate you all so much for tuning in today. I haven't gone through the chat. Okay, skip that whole part. 42 minutes I haven't gone through the chat yet. Stephen Edinburgh had gifted a BCB membership. Man, thank you very much. Hot Tub Brian gifted 5 memberships, man. Or HTB, thank you very much, man. I saw your tweet over there on Twitter with your cooking up those steaks, man. What'd you guys make for the ladies this weekend? I made the fettuccine Alfredo. You know it. With crab, lobster, and like Argentinian shrimp. Yeah. Let's go. And then we cooked breakfast. We made bacon and eggs and sausage and biscuits and what else? I feel like there was something else. My daughter made the avocado toast. So that was breakfast in the morning. All right. Anyway, HTB, thank you, man. Pat gifted 10, man. Pat's probably already sleeping by now. He gave him before right when the stream started, and then he probably bailed a long time ago. Corey, we already got that one right there, brother. Luke, I got that one too. Sandal says, officers, please be advised, BCB fired shots. Oh, I'm just shooting back. Alpha Mantis, explain this. There are only 10. Oh, we already did that one. Nobody. Hey, BCB, is total 3 completing a running flat? And if so, does that indicate only a market retrace is coming as it would precede only a wave 5 or a C wave? Well, running flat is typically going to be in your wave 4, right? All right, these are all these things we talked about last week. So you have to kind of disclose what time frame you're looking at here, which was only preceded wave 5. I still just see ABC, man. I do, man. I still just see it. ABC. Right. capitulate retail, right? Leverage, everybody who learned how to be right. People get so incredibly greedy. They're so incredibly confident. Quit their job. Markets are so easy. We can buy every meme coin in the world, and I can go extremely long on leverage, and right, and then just get slammed. Normal stuff. I just, I'm trying to see, where do you see it? Where do you see a running flat? And so running flat, right? What are we going to have? Right. So running flats, not usually. The Elliott wave theory suggests that it continues going higher after a running flat, but I don't think we're in a running flat. Right. So like if this was a running flat, what you'd be looking for. Oh my gosh, the way they have structured all this stuff now. Oh my gosh, where is it? Why? Here? Here we go. Right, that would be a running flat. So I don't think so. I think we have an ABC, but we still have to prove it. But thank you, brother. XR Priest. Hey, BCB, I hope you don't mind, but I borrowed your time machine. I saw a future narrative. Bitcoin bull run ends early because ETF replaced the halving. Yeah, well, the Bitcoiners are kind of in a predicament now, narrative-wise, right? They've kind of run out of juice for narratives at this point. I'm not sure what you do, but the cold, hard reality is none of your narratives matter. Your narratives are not special. What is the reality of Bitcoin? It's that, right? So you've gotten an okay bounce here. That's still just a retracement for the NASDAQ, though. But all your narratives for Bitcoin, this is that, right? So, I just, again, the narrative doesn't matter to me, but you never know. At this point, you could kind of always see what their narrative was going to be. It was going to be block reward halving, and then it was going to be, it was going to be ETF, and then block reward halving. And now the thing, that you have to just understand, going through multiple of these now, the narrative is always, okay, Bitcoin typically goes into a bull run between 90 to 210 days after the block reward halving, which then gives us a total of a year and a half of a bull run. That's the narrative now, right? But these are the things to truly pay attention to in here. But the narrative doesn't really matter. Narrator, it has always mattered. So, Michael Saylor is out of speech. I don't know what that means. Nagy Day says BCB is bearish on the stock market, bearish on Bitcoin, bearish on macro in general, but altcoins, yeah, brah. Yeah. Well, here's what you have to understand. When do altcoins take off? When Bitcoin runs out of steam. That's the reality of it. So look back to the past, right? Look back to your last one. And if you're talking about a year-long bull run, absolutely not. But if you're looking at like 3 months or so, that's how long they tend to last, less than 90 days. And when do they occur? They occur at the very end. And they occur right before everything completely hits the fan. So if you don't see it through that eye, if you don't see it through that perspective and have that understanding, everything goes bonkers at the very end before S hits the fan, right? That's it. It's right at the very end. If you can't recognize that through your mind, if you think, oh, we're bullish for a year, then everything falls and then S hits the fan. No, you have to figure out where's the placement of where it all stops and S hits the fan, right? Everything takes off and everybody's bullish until right before S hits the fan. Everybody is massively bullish right before it all hits the fan. Every time, right? And so you have to recognize that. And if you can't wrap your head around that, you're always going to struggle, man. At the bottom, FTX collapses. Everybody's a bear. Market reverses, right? So if you can't wrap your head around that stuff, brother, I mean, it's never going to happen, dude. At this point, we're too deep into it. So what you're saying is that there's a chance. Of course there's a chance, but you really, really have to look to the past to recognize the timing of how much you have. These things are so short-lived. That's it. Roaring Kitties, Wall Street Bets, all the crazy comes out in here. And that's it. Right? This is 3 years. 3 years, 3 months. Game over. Gig's up. That's how it always works. So 63K Bitcoin. All right, there we go. That's going to be it. That's going to be it. Douglas says perhaps there may be no bull run for the good coins, maybe just the memes. Well, then all that means, it means crypto is a total non-asset class. Does that even mean that they were good coins, or just you believed they were good, right? If it's only memes, then it just means this asset class was a joke the whole time. The reality, we just found a way to kind of gamble on different things. Far from Jaded says, is he saying alts that are going way down now have probably already topped and we missed it? No, I didn't say that. Go rewatch what you saw. Luke says, I don't believe it's only going to be memes. Right, I don't think it's going to be memes either in the event that we do expand. So I mean that's the great, the blockchain bear. That's the thing. And this is how retail reacts, right? This is how it is now. Anybody who watched this channel for the last several years knows we were constantly bulls at the bottom, mocking the 12Kers. We got up in here. When's the first time I've ever acted like a bear on this channel? Here. First time, right? And then the market has the biggest correction that we have seen in 2 years. Then now I'm like, okay, I'm back. But the retail crowd didn't recognize what happened to them. They just don't even realize what actually ended up happening to them, while their memes are just getting demolished. And it's whatever. I've been around through multiple cycles to know that crowd is not going to make it, because that's the reality of this market. It's called short cover. I don't know what you're talking about. Remember, Texas Takeover, member for 13 months, spicy. Yeah. I was talking to my wife about that. I'm like, I hate it when I get spicy on the stream. They're like, yeah, but the people love it. I'm like, yeah, but I don't like it. Logan says, what is 1 + 1? I don't know. Sounds like a trick question. Thanks for the $2, Logan. Jay Jacob says, "Isn't the summer always cruel in the crypto space?" Ah, man. I mean, would this be cruel? Let's see here. When does that get us to? I mean, would something like that be cruel? Maybe. 1 + 1 = 11. Right. See, that's why I have to be careful when we're in crypto. Like, and you start talking about like anything, they'll start busting out like ZimoNitrome numbers on you or something like that. And they found some like secret. And I don't know what any of it means. And they definitely don't either. But, you got to be careful with that. 1 + 1 might equal September shines on gold moon. Something, I don't know. Jeff says, "Where in the world is Oscar Hernandez?" He must be like working. His work schedule's all over the place. Extra P Bandit says, "Hey BCB, you still listening to Taylor Swift?" I have not been, man. I listened to her new album that came out. It's a flop, bro. Oh my gosh. Put me to sleep. One time, done. Not one banger on there. Not one. All right, there you go. We got 63K happening over there for Bitcoin. We've got GME. There you go. Pulling back a little bit. Now it's up only 87% this morning as retail hopefully respark. Hey, how's AMC doing? Right? That was like the one that always went hand in hand with GME. I mean, it's up. %, right? I just added in here just to get the true number. Yeah, 19%. There you go. That's your retail investor gauge. AMC and GME. So, okay. Looking forward to the week, right? Hoping that we can get out of how deep we are in this. We've shown these things of how we're looking so far this week. These things last about 2 months historically. It's kind of where we're at right now. We'll see if we can get something to finally show itself up. We're kind of getting to a point where we're just going to beating our head against the wall at this point, doing it for so long. Hopefully something does emerge here this week at this point now. Still waiting on this range as well here. So we kind of just keep talking about the same things over and over again, waiting for the market to give us some information in here. Hopefully this week is the week. There's the last 2 weeks. There's the last 2 weeks of it all right in here. And so here we are now as we start out this next week. A little bit of green here throughout the market. We see at least some retail excitement returning back to markets here to start off this week. As Roaring Kitty returns, you see GameStop pumping 100%. You see AMC pumping 20% this morning. And then, of course, you got a couple of meme coins doing a little bit of action over here in the cryptocurrency market as well. So hopefully this is just the start of something when it comes to retail. Otherwise, we look there at moving averages. A lot of stuff still holding from last week, and that's just kind of what we're waiting on right now is to see if we can get expansion. Till then, looking for some action to come out of Bitcoin, some action to come out of here, and we just have to kind of be patient as we await for it. Otherwise, oh boy. Good riddance 37, alternative approach. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Are we doing gematria numbers or something? I don't know. Okay, we're done. We're done. Have a great day, guys. I hope you're doing well. 63K for Bitcoin, green throughout the market. Hopefully, return to retail. We'll check in on it tomorrow and see how we're doing. I appreciate you all for tuning in so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for all the likes and the comments and everything. We got. If you guys saw, I did an interview with Digital Perspectives that was released throughout the weekend. You want to check that out. Dot looks okay. Like Dot is on the But we showed it last week. Cosmos has dropped, but Dot, I think Dot's okay, right? I hope Dot's okay. Yeah, Dot's good, right? Cosmos is lower though. Cosmos never got to escape. JR, thank you, brother. Okay, we're done. We're rambling. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I hope you took care of your mom. I hope that you took care of your spouse. And otherwise, gentlemen, 95% of my audience is men. I hope you all took care of the ladies, but we're up next. Father's Day is next month. It's our turn. So, you know, your Father's Day is probably only as good as what you reciprocated for Mother's Day, but it's our turn now. But all right, man, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like the live stream. Give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I'm not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. So you were all waiting for it. You thought you had it nailed there, huh? Have a good one.